to another episode of Broke But Not Out. Tonight I want to get into another touchy subject. So for those of you that know me, it's you guys already know this, but those that don't, my wife is going through right now stage 3 brain cancer. It's been difficult, but this isn't her first time going through it. She's had cancer quite a few times. Luckily, every time the chemo or radiation has worked. Um, since we've been together, though, this is the second time she's went through cancer. The first time was vaginal cancer, which she got through that pretty quick. I mean, she's had to have partial hysterectomies and full hysterectomies and all this due to what's happened in her past, but she survived all those. This time, she's been dealing with brain cancer for, I would say, probably going close to 2 years. When it first started, she had second stage, and we were fighting it and fighting it and fighting it, which was, very difficult, especially difficult on her because with the chemo and the radiation, it takes a huge toll on her. But and then it went to fourth stage, which they were telling us that she had anywhere from 6 months to a year to live. And then after that, the radiation and the chemo would actually work to try to get rid of one of the tumors, which it did actually do its job. She got upgraded to second stage, which we thought everything was getting better. And then, so she didn't have to do the rate or the chemo. It was just the radiation. And then now she's back into third stage because the one tumor came back. Now with this, she has a tumor on the brainstem, and then she has a tumor in the pons nerve center system. Not really a doctor, so it's hard for me to explain what exactly it is. But with that, I know they said they weren't able to do surgery because it's very invasive. Um, and she, the chemo and the radiation, she can handle the radiation pretty good. The chemo, she has a very hard time dealing with. Um, and especially after she does it a couple days and then the chemo crash. So she's up and at it maybe one day a week. Other than that, she's been having a very difficult time. I know it's taken a toll on like how much she weighs because when she stopped doing the chemo the last time, she got up to about 134 pounds. And now she's getting back down to, I want to say she's at least like 95 pounds. The first or before when she was going through it, when they told her she had fourth stage, she actually managed to get down to 57 pounds. Now, keep in mind, she is only 5 foot tall. Her normal weight is 124, give or take. And so that actually got very alarming. Um, it takes a toll on her body. She starts losing her hair. Um, her teeth start killing her. So I mean it beats her up. The biggest thing I think that kills her is the fact that she can't really get out of bed and do too much. And it's just been extremely hard and it's hard to watch and hard, to deal with because she gets crabby, which I can't really blame her. I mean, I would get crabby too, but I think most of why she does kind of get a little upset and crabby is the fact that she can't get up and do the things like a normal person would. She walks down the stairs to go to the bathroom, and That's about it. She has to have somebody kind of follow her back up the stairs so that she makes it up the stairs without fainting or passing out. She's constantly nauseous, constantly throwing up. She's constantly dealing with like nosebleeds, and it is taking a massive toll on her. Now, the nice thing is at least in between the chemo, like she'll do chemo for like a month, 2 months, and then she'll get a break from it. So that does actually help her try to kind of recoup stuff. But as far as like her immune system goes, that's pretty much shot. I mean, she can, if anybody comes in with a common cold that, normal person feel like crap for maybe a day or two, it knocks her out for like a week. It's basically the same as if she had COVID, which she does deal with long COVID, so that doesn't help anything either, on top of anything. But it does wear her out quite a bit because she just doesn't have any energy. She wants to get out of bed, she wants to go do things, and she can't. But I have learned, and I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not about me, but this is one of the hardest things that I've ever had to deal with in my life. I've never been around somebody all the time that has dealt with cancer. I mean, I've had like older relatives that, you go and visit and that's about it, which have had cancer and not made it through. And my mindset was always if you had cancer, you're not going to make it. I don't know how she's made it so many times. She's a fighter and she's probably one of the bravest people I know because I would have lost everything. I don't know how mentally she even holds it together because I could not do it. The main thing though that really gets her is our boys aren't the easiest by any means. I mean, they are all teenagers. Um, and mentally with them, they have a hard time understanding what's all going on. They all know that she's not feeling good. Um, they've never really been around somebody that has cancer, been diagnosed with cancer. So they're not really sure how to expect or what to expect from all this. The only thing they know is mom is sick, but they have a hard time still doing their chores and everything else, and that stresses her out. And stress builds or cancer feeds on stress. And trying to get them to understand that, you know, they need to not be doing what they do half the time and just to listen. And I mean, they do show empathy. They do try to straighten up for a little bit, but in the same sense, they are children. They've never had to really deal with the issue. They've never had to understand the severity of the issue and what it goes to or goes with it. They do get very emotional at times when we do have to talk to them about stuff. Um, we've tried to explain that if everything goes back into fourth stage, there's, there's that chance that she might not make it through and might not be with us longer or long. And it's killing me because, I mean, she is the love of my life. She is the one I'm with, the one I chose to marry. And the fact that, we're going to be in April, we're going to be spending our sixth anniversary together. And I was hoping to be able to spend, our 40th or our 50th if everything goes right. But I don't think I'm going to make it to see that one. But if everything goes right, and trying to mentally wrap my head around everything going on, it is a difficult subject. It's difficult for me to even comprehend myself. When I look at her and it doesn't look like, you can tell obviously she's not feeling good, but I mean, it looks like she's got the flu. It doesn't look like, cancer or anything like that. But then when I read what the doctors have said and what, You can obviously tell. And when she's taking the chemo and stuff like that, because she takes it in pill form, you you can see the signs. I mean, she has complete brain fog. She has no energy to do anything. I mean, and it's killing her because she'd love to go out, do date nights and stuff like that. And we are usually stuck at home because she just does not have the energy or the strength to get out of bed. And I can't fault her for that at all. So, and I know I do also at sometimes, you know, I try not to take it the wrong way when she's not feeling good. And it does suck that we can't get out and do, normal couple things. But I have to also understand the fact that it's not her fault. It's not her fault what she's going through. And I just have to have patience because I'm going to say it this way. Once she gets over this, because she's stubborn, very stubborn, pig-headed. Once she gets over this, we'll be able to go out, enjoy life, do the things that we've wanted to do the things that we enjoy doing. And I mean, even our dogs, they can sense it because our dogs get overly protective of her. Whenever they see her, they like light up. And it's just funny how animals can sense something like that. I mean, our male Chow, he's protective of me because of what I did to my foot, but they obviously don't understand, but they can sense something's not right. And I mean, even when I do these nightly blogs, half the time when I go upstairs, she's already asleep. So it makes it hard to spend a lot of time. And during the day, I get up and I come downstairs, try to deal with what I can. And I know I get overwhelmed with stuff, and but yet at the same time, I try not to bother her with it. And that gets extremely difficult. But the main thing, just got to stay strong, stay positive, and just keep going on because she will make it through it. Excuse me. And when she does, like I said, we'll be able to enjoy everything that were enjoying before everything happened. And it'll be a lot better. She's just got to get her immune system back. She's just got to get her strength back. She's got to just rest, take it easy. She's got to try to avoid stress. And with everything that we have going on in our lives, that makes it really difficult because with me hurting my foot, we're behind on some things. I mean, workman's comp is paying me right now, but it's still not the same as actually working and getting overtime and doing what I'm supposed to be doing on my job. So it makes everything a lot harder. It does build stress. And the only other issue too is we've had communication issues, so we're working on that. Um, a lot of it is like with I've had some med changes trying to get through some stuff. These podcasts have actually helped me. I mean, granted, yeah, they really mess with my head, especially the one I did yesterday on um my past and with suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. That really took a huge toll on my night. When I got done with it, there was no way I was going to be able to go to bed, no way I was able to go to sleep. I was up till about 5 this morning, got up at 7, was awake for a little bit, managed to get back to sleep, woke up at about 10:30, got up, and because we had company coming over today to watch the Daytona 500, but it's just life, life can never seem to be easy all the time. It would be nice if there was some kind of pill you could take that would make everything, all your problems disappear, make your life a lot easier. But unfortunately, that doesn't exist. And I knew like getting married, obviously, we were going to run into issues. Nothing ever prepares you for something like this. Nothing prepares you to come home and hear, the words, I have cancer. It does take a toll on your heart, takes a toll on your mind, takes a toll on your body. I mean, it makes you sit there and wonder what is going to happen. How am I going to do this? How do I say goodbye to the person that I've loved, you know, that I'm in love with, that is my soulmate? And then it makes you start questioning things like questioning religion and all this other stuff, which I don't ever really go into. But I mean, you sit there and mentally think to yourself, if there was a God, why does he put people through this? And I know my wife, she believes in, God only makes you go through what you can handle. Well, if that was the case, then at some point in time, this powerful being would be like, okay, you've been through enough. Here you go. Here's the lottery numbers. Enjoy the rest of your life. Chill out, relax, go to the beach, get a drink, relax. Got nothing else to worry about. But no, that's not the case. It seems like it's always one thing after another. I mean, the last time she beat cancer, we thought, cool, we're through it. We're done. We got there. And then, you know, 3 years later, hey, it's back. Granted, in a different part of her body and one that's a lot harder to fight. I mean, one that I think right now the doctor said that she has like about a 10-year lifespan that she could live with us. But when is enough enough? When does the skies open up and say, you know what? Yeah, you've dealt with enough. Here, everything's going to be easy. But it just doesn't work like that. And I'm not saying I'm an atheist or anything like that, but how can there be some all-powerful being like out there and saying that there's a purpose for everything, but yet puts somebody like my wife who believes in the Bible and all this stuff because she was raised Catholic. She believes all this stuff, and yet this is what she gets to live through and go through. Everything in her life, that's what she's got to live through and go through. I just feel like, at some point in time, like I said, something's got to give. Something's got to open up and something's got to give us a break. Because it's like, no matter what we do, everything's always a struggle. Nothing ever seems to come easy. And it does. It just life gets hard. And the worst thing anybody can ever do is just give up. I mean, there's always those people out there saying, don't worry, someday it'll get better. It'll always get better. Yeah, that someday seems awfully far away. And I love my wife to death. And I know at some point in time, we will get through this. And like I said, she's too stubborn. I'll end up going first because she won't be ready. She'll have stuff still to do. So, all right, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.